Welcome back to Weekend Smile. So the question is, can you make your own baby food? Well, the lady who uses a wide range of fruits to create her own baby food blogger and influencer Alexi McIntosh is here to tell us more about her recipes and the benefits. So welcome to Weekend Smile, Alexi. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm very, very good. Alexi, already when I think about making your own baby food, I think about the things that we do here in Jamaica already. So like mashed potatoes and maybe mashed pumpkin, sometimes you try to do a puree of some sort. But when you talk about creating your own baby food, using fruits, etc., what are you really talking about?
Oh, so it can also be just exactly what you're saying. But for me, I try to not limit it to just like one item or one fruit or produce, like putting stuff that blends well together and creating something like exceptionally delicious. So, maybe putting potato with something like another fruit that has more flavor or sweetness to it, or like putting three different fruits together. So just like you would go to the store and you find like a baby food blend that has multiple different ingredients in it, then instead of buying that, now you're making that at home for yourself. So we're not just like sticking to that one ingredient stuff, but instead cultivating something more with multiple stuff coming together and different flavors, maybe like even adding cinnamon and, and different types of spices into it.
Yeah, no, that sounds all yummy already. I mean, even for me as an adult. But let's go back to the beginning though. I mean, how did you get started? What happened? Why you decided to start creating your own baby food?
Oh, so it all stemmed from like my food blogging background. Before even becoming a mom or thinking about being a mom, I always told myself, like, it's my dream that when that time comes, I want to make my own baby food. So, I've been researching, planning for it. I always wanted to like make different recipes and do all that with my daughter. So then, most importantly, it also came down to also like, my values as it comes to, you know, eating well and taking care of your whole self, like my approach to wellness and all that. So, having access to clean produce and stuff. And, like going to the store and buying store-bought baby food, they're not always the best. They have a bunch of different additives in it, ingredients that are unnecessary, added sugar. And for me, I wanted those, wellness values to be reflected in my daughter's life. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to create my own baby food. She's not going to get all that extra preservatives and stuff that's just not necessary. And I just went for it.
I love that. As a farm chick, I endorse that message completely. But Alexi, I mean, you must can agree that the palate for a child is super complicated sometimes because you start them off on something and then all of a sudden you're not really eating it, and what they used to like 2 weeks ago they no longer like. So how do you kind of manage to keep up with that kind of inconsistency, I would say?
Well, I believe that it ultimately comes down to the child itself. I know from my experience, I haven't experienced that. Like my daughter, she eats everything. Like there hasn't been one thing that I've introduced to her and keep giving it to her that she has refused. So I'd say what I like to tell parents that, have picky eaters or, kids that are gonna like reject something shortly after is just be patient. It's okay if they don't want it. Sometimes you just have to give them what they want. Like it doesn't have to be overly complicated. A lot of people think that with baby food, you need to be giving them a bunch of different stuff, different meals all the time. But I always like to encourage parents, like if you have a child that likes something specific and you're trying something that they liked the last time but don't like this time, just
Yeah.
give them want, because I ultimately believe that the habits around eating, like how we treat them, what we give them, if we're forcing them, I feel like that helps to determine how their eating habits are going to be when they grow older. So if we force them to eat something they don't want to eat, then they might end up turning into a huge picky eater. So I always, my goal is to just go baby led, like let the baby lead. I know it sounds crazy to a lot of people, but I just allow my daughter to eat what she wants when she wants and just go with the flow at the
Oh,
baby stage.
it
Get
is.
older, that's not happening.
It sounds like a dream, I'm sure, for a lot of kids, because in Jamaica, we're like, whatever you get, you eat, right? So that's a good way to see it. And I like the fact that you're saying, it's going to help when it comes time with her choosing what she wants to eat ultimately, because then she will not become a picky eater because she was forced into eating things that she really did not enjoy, right? So do you have any plans of getting these baby foods on a shelf anywhere? Can we find them anywhere? Can we order them anywhere?
Wow. Well, you are thinking way ahead. No,
I'm just here with your dream.
I know. So I haven't really thought that far yet. Like, she is only 11 months. I know that sound like, I can't even believe she's 11 months already, but I just started a couple months ago, like exploring different stuff. And so right now I've just been like sharing them on my social platforms and on my recipes and different tips to like help other parents who want help with coming up with recipes or just have challenges figuring out what to give their kids. But I haven't gotten to the point of thinking about a product. I hope to get there one day. So yeah.
Yeah. Any favorites from her? Anything that she's always going back to?
Oh my goodness. Like I said, she eats everything. But right now, like one of my go-tos are yogurt, blueberries, sweet potatoes, salmon. Like those are stuff that we eat on a regular because I like to give her what we eat as well. So she's always getting those, never reject it. But so far, it's so hard to pinpoint her favorites. Like I've been even thinking about creating a blog post about what her favorite foods are. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this girl loves everything. But right now it's the yogurt and the blueberries and sweet potato, yeah. I'd say.
Love that. Love that. So tell us where we can find your content online. What's your handle?
Of course, it is at eatwellwithlex.com.
Okay, simple. Thank you so much, Lexi. I hope we took some notes there, guys. We can smile. We'll be right back after this break. Let's go. But you keep